Hello and welcome to BISP Solutions. Today we will see under the advanced feature of FCCs the topic partner elimination. So by partner elimination we mean that it writes the data directly to the sibling of the entity currently being consolidated if the sibling is its intercompany partner. So the first requisite of the partner elimination is that it will directly write the data to the sibling account if it is having the intercompany transactions with the subsidiary company. Let's take an example of partner elimination. Like this is a US holding. This is the subsidiary entity, and it has entity A, its subsidiary, and it also has investment in subsidiary. That means it has intercompany transaction with its subsidiary. So under the partner elimination, what will have, using the partner elimination, the value in the investment in subsidiaries account for US holding will be written down for companies A under the account goodwill offset with the US holding as the intercompany partner member. Using this partner elimination, the value in the investment in subsidiary for the US holding is written to investment link account with the company A as the target entity. This is the target entity, company A, and the US holding as the intercompany partner elimination. Like when we will run the rule of partner elimination, we will get the results under the data source partner elimination. Like for suppose this US holding is the subsidiary company and it has invested 5,000 in entity A, so we will get the results under the data source partner elimination account goodwill offset under the US holding intercompany dimension. Now let's check this few requirements of partner elimination. For partner elimination, ownership management with partner elimination must be enabled. Obviously, to run the partner elimination, this particular option must be enabled. Either it should be enabled at the time of creating the application, or if we have not enabled at the time of creating the application, we can enable this option afterwards also. Through configurations, we can enable this option even though our application has been created. Now, second point, the entity must be intercompany entities. But obviously, as we have seen in our example also, that the company entities should be intercompany entities. Thus, the sibling to which data is being written or one of its descendant must be intercompany partner of being entity being consolidated. It must be intercompany entities first, secondly, and thirdly it might be intercompany partners also. The entity which is getting consolidated with the parent entity, it must be intercompany partner also. And thirdly, the account need not be intercompany accounts, only the entity needs to be intercompany entities, and plug account is not required. Though while performing the intercompany eliminations and everything, we will be requiring that, but for particularly partner elimination, there is no such requirement of having the plug account. So let's directly go to our application and see how we enable this partner elimination option, and then how these rules are being deployed, and then let's get the result of this partner elimination. So this is my application, FCC's application. Now I've already enabled the partner elimination rule. I will show you from where, after creating the application also, from where we can enable this option. So I will go to configuration. Under the application, I will go to configuration. Then under the configuration, I will select enable features. Under the enable features, we will have all the options that we have ticked, or all the options that we have created while creating the application, that we have selected while creating the application. So you can see that partner elimination is enabled. If I want, no, it cannot be edited now. So I have enabled this option, partner elimination. It's already enabled, that is why no further activity can be performed. But if it has not been ticked as yes, then we can tick it from the configuration and then click on enable, then our partner elimination option will get enabled. Then let's close this. So we have seen from where to enable the intercompany partner elimination option. Now for running the partner elimination, we need to deploy some rules. Before that, if we will not deploy those rules, we won't be getting the result of partner elimination. So let's create those rules. We need to create 3 to 4 rules for deploying the partner elimination. So let's go to application, consolidation, and then we will go to consolidated, and we will choose configurable consolidation. We have various rules here. So we will create our rules for partner elimination. So we have investment over here. This is the rule set investment. It has sub rules. So what we will do, we will simply copy the rule set. We will copy the rule set of investment. We will click on these 3 dots and then select duplicate with rules. Now we have got the copy, investment copy. So we will select this rule, investment copy, and then we will rename it. And let's rename it as investment partner elimination. We have renamed it, and now we will click on create partner elimination. We have select this option, and rest all the things will remain same, and then we will save and close. Excuse me. It is giving us the warning that the rule set that we have created, ICP entity should be yes. We have already created, we have already enabled this ICP entity, so we can just ignore this warning. Then we will go to this partner elimination. Now we will expand this rule set. So we have, as we have copied duplicate with rules, so we will be getting the rules also under the rule set that we have copied. So we will select this investment goodwill offset, and then again we will copy this rule. We will click on the 3 dots and then select duplicate. So we will get the copy of the same, and then we will click on this investment goodwill offset copy, the rule that we have just duplicated, create a duplicate of it. Again we will change the name, investment goodwill offset underscore partner elimination. Okay, under this rule we will again enable the partner elimination. Now you can see that when we enable the partner elimination, entity is source POV intercompany, its value is POV source POV intercompany, and the value of intercompany is source POV entity. Rest everything will remain the same, and then we will click on save and close. So we have created one rule set, investment partner elimination, under which we have created one rule, that is investment goodwill offset partner elimination rule. Now we will create one third rule, this investment goodwill offset. We will click on this rule, and then we will change its name. Let's change its name to investment link. Okay, so when we change the name of the rule, we need to change the account also. Its account is goodwill offset. We will select the investment link as the account. So under total assets, under long-term liabilities, we have investment link account. So we'll select this account and click on OK. So we got the account as investment link. Since we have changed the account, we need to change the movement also. This is by default movement that we got. So we will change the movement according to the account that we have selected, investment link. Let's remove this one. So its movement will be investment in other entities. So let's select the movement. Under total movement changes, movement subtotals. Then under this is the investing activity, so movements under investing, and we have changes in other investing. So we will select the movement according to the account that we have created or selected. We will click on OK. So we have changes in other investing activity. OK, and then rest all things will remain same, and then we will click on save and close. Now last rule that we will create, that is the investment link intercompany partner elimination rule. So what we will do, we have this investment link rule that we have just created. So we will copy this rule. Again we will create a duplicate of this rule. We have this duplicate rule, investment link, copy. We will click on this rule, and then again we will rename it. Now we will rename it as investment link partner elimination. Partner elimination. Okay, now we will enable partner elimination here, and we will change the processing option from add to subtract. Cannot show you the data source, otherwise I would have shown the data source. Its data source now would have changed to partner elimination. It's not showing, otherwise I would have shown its data source. Never mind, its data source have been changed to partner elimination. Okay, so what we did here, we only rename our rule, and then processing option we chose it to subtract. Okay, and then rest will remain the same, and then we will simply click on save and close. Let's increase its size again. Okay, so we have this investment rule set under the name investment partner elimination. Then we have investment link, goodwill offset partner elimination, investment link partner elimination. Okay, now we have created these rules. Now we will deploy them. And not only we will deploy the investment partner elimination rule, we will deploy other rules also, like owner's equity, subsidiary or proportional, owner's equity, subsidiary, proportional, PP, owner's equity, owner's equity, PP, owner's equity holding, net income subsidiary, net income equity, and our last, our investment partner elimination rule. So we will deploy all these rules, because obviously this rule will come into force only when we will deploy them. So we will click on, after selecting the rules that we want to deploy, we will click on deploy. Completed deploying the rules. So the rules I've created have been deployed. So let's close this. And one more thing, let's see that when we have enabled this partner elimination option, so let's see under the dimension data source, we have the option of partner elimination. So this is my account, so this is data source, we have total data source, then we have total eliminations, and then we have partner elimination. When we enable this option, only then we could see this option under the hierarchy data source, partner eliminations. Okay, so we have created the rule for, we have created all the rules for partner eliminations. Now let's input the figures and check for the result, that what results we will get after deploying these rules. So this is my smart view, and I've taken account, cash account, then I've taken investment and subsidiary, then I've taken common stock. I've taken only 3 accounts, and let's quickly check the POV. So for cash, the movement is the changes in cash. For investment and sub, the movement is acquisition of companies and business input. For common stock, movement is changes due to issue of stock. Then product will be no product, multi-gap will be local gap, intercompany will be no intercompany, then consolidation will be entity input, then data source is data input, then currency will be entity currency, then view will be periodic. This is my entity legal one, and scenario is actual, financial year is financial year 2015, and my period is January. Similarly, all the POVs are same except for the entity. I have taken legal entity 02, and this is my intercompany transaction. So I've defined the intercompany legal 02 space ICP, because here I will provide the investment amount that legal entity 1 has invested in legal entity 2. Okay, so this is my POV. Now let's quickly input the figures in this scenario. So let's take cash as minus 1600. Why minus 1600? Because I have invested in the subsidiary, so I will be having a negative cash, and as 1600 will be coming under the investments. And then I've issued in the subsidiary, I've issued these stocks of worth rupees 2000. So I will be having a surplus of cash of 2000. So this is how my balance sheet also got tallied, both the entities, legal entity 1 also and legal entity 2 also. Okay, before in submitting the data, let's check for intercompany transactions also, whether it is enabled or not. Let's go to dimensions, because that was the requirement of enabling the partner elimination. So this is account, this is entity, my entity is under total geography, see international, and this is my legal entity 1. Let's click on edit, attribute value. So it is intercompany selected as yes. So let's click on save. Let's quickly check for legal entity 2 as well. Legal entity 2, that is also enabled as yes, intercompany. Okay, so now we will submit the data. Okay, this is my data. Now I will submit the data. So my data got submitted. Under cash we have negative 1600 for entity legal 1, and for entity legal 1 1600 is in my investments. Okay, then for legal entity 2 I have issued common stock of worth rupees 2000, and my cash also got increased by 2000. Okay, now let's run the rule of consolidation. When we run the rule of consolidation for partner eliminations, we will not run the rule of consolidation at the console level. We will run the rule of consolidation at the individual entity level. Like for suppose, as I'm entering the data for the entity legal 01, so I will run the rule of consolidation for legal entity 01. Similarly, as I have legal entity 2 also, so I will run the rule of consolidation for legal entity 2 also. That means the number of entities we have, we will run the rule of consolidation at those number of times. If I would have third entity also, I would have run the rule for the third time for legal entity 03 or whatsoever. So for partner elimination specifically, we won't be running the consolidation at the console level. We will be running it on the individual entity level. Now let's quickly calculate the goodwill and the minority interest, and let's check for the results in our output, whether it is giving us the correct result or not. So calculation of goodwill. So for calculation of goodwill, we need investments. Okay, and let's suppose that legal entity 1 has 80% ownership in legal entity 2. Okay, we have a 80% ownership. Investment. So our investment in legal entity is of 1600. Okay, then net assets of subsidiary, that is the 80% of net assets. Assets of subsidiary. So common stock of subsidiary is how much? 2000. Okay, so 80% of 2000 comes to 1600. That means we won't be having goodwill. Our goodwill will be nil. Okay, now let's calculate the minority interest. Minority interest. So for minority interest, we only have common stock of the subsidiary company, right? Subsidiary. So that will be 20% of 2000. That comes to 400. Okay, so we will check these figures when we will get the output after running the consolidation. So let's run the consolidation. So we will go to application. First we will define the ownership structure. Application, consolidation. Let's search for our entity. We have total geography. Under total geography, we have international region. So let's select the international region as a whole. Then my scenario is actual. My year is financial year 2015, and my period is January. So all my POVs are also correct. So let's click on OK. Let's click on this go. So we have this legal entity 1, legal entity 2. This is the holding. It is already defined. This is my holding, and it holds 80%. And this is my subsidiary, legal entity 2. Okay, now we will click save the changes. Ownership data saved successfully. Now we will recompute the ownership actions and then recompute ownership data. We will check for our POVs. Scenario is actual, year is financial year 2015, start period is January, and then we will click on recompute. We will run the consolidation here for the entity legal 01. Then later we will run it for legal entity 2. Okay, so we will now go to rules. Then we will go to consolidate, select a POVs. My entity is my 01, period is January, scenario is actual, year is financial year 15, and then we will click on launch. Okay, so it does not work. Let's go to job and check. Job. Let's check whether a consolidation has been completed or not. So it got completed, because we got the error. That's why we were checking whether it is completed or not. So it got completed. Now we will check for the output. So we will go to our output sheet. This is my output sheet. Now let's quickly have a look at the POVs of the output sheet. Okay, this is product will be no product, multi gap will be local gap. Now this is my intercompany. We will define it legal 02 ICP. Then this is my consolidation. We will check the result under of the consolidation under the elimination. This is my consolidation dimension. Then this is my data source. My data source will be total data source. Currency will be parent currency. This will be view will be periodic. Then this is my entity. Scenario will be actual. This is financial year 15, and this is years will be 2015. Now my my period will be January, and let's movement will be closing balance. Okay, now these are my accounts. This is my cash. This is my investment and sub. This is my common stock. These were there when these accounts were there even when I was inputting the figures. I've inputted the figures in the same accounts. Now I have a new accounts in which we will be getting the results, that is the investment link, goodwill offset, and the minority interest. Let's do one more thing. Let's copy this and then let's paste it. Legal entity, this will be legal entity 2. Okay, oh no, it has selected ICP, so this will be legal entity 2, and this will change to legal 01. And then no product, local gap, eliminations. Yes, this total data source we will change it to partner elimination. Partner eliminations. Then parent country, periodic, legal entity 2's actual, POV, rest will remain same. Now what I will do, now I will click on refresh. So when I click on refresh, we can see that investment and sub is negative, and it got, this amount got transferred to investment link account 1600. Now this is just the reversal. This second column is just the reversal of the first column. Investment link got negative, and then it amount went to goodwill offset, the ultimate purpose of ours. Okay, so now what we will do, with the investment link rule, figure is transferred to investment link account. We created the investment link rule, so with the help of that rule, this amount get transferred to investment link account, and with the help of investment link partner elimination, goodwill is reversed. This entity, this is reversed. This entry is reversed. So now what we will do, again we will run the rule of consolidation for the legal entity 02. So let's copy and change the POVs. All the POVs will remain same except for few. Now what we will do, here it is legal entity 02 ICP, eliminations, then we have eliminations, then it will be intercompany eliminations. Data source will be intercompany elimination. Intercompany eliminations, it is okay. Then it is parent currency, then periodic. Then now we will select here legal entity 2. Legal entity 2, as we said that we saw in our example also, this is the target entity, and we will be getting the result under the ICP of parent entity. So this is also legal 2. Then actual 15 January, that is all same. Okay, it will, these figures will get removed as soon as I will click on refresh. First we need to run the rule of consolidation. After making few changes, let's make this as 1 elimination. Now here total data source will be partner eliminations. Let's copy this Parent currency periodic legal 2. This is not ICP, this is only legal entity. Actual. Okay, now what we will do, let's click on refresh, so automatically this data will get removed. Okay, so now what we will do, we will run the rule of consolidation for entity 2, legal entity 2. So we will go to applications. The ownership structure is already defined, so we need not go to application. We will directly go to rules. Click on consolidate. Select entity 02, Jan, period as Jan, enter scenarios actual and financial year as 15. We'll click on launch. Again, let's check for our entities. So let's go to job again to check whether our consolidation has run successfully or not. Okay, so our consolidation has run successfully. Now let's go to our output sheet and check for the results. Let's click on refresh. Okay, so when we click on refresh, what we see that goodwill offset is negative 1600 and we get the minority interest of 400. Let's check. Minority interest was 400 only, so we got the result. And then this because of, and this minus 6 investment link account is 1600, and then we get the result of positive 1600 under the goodwill offset. So this was the result that we want. Goodwill offset under the, we will get the amount of goodwill offset under 1600 under the partner elimination. So this is how my partner elimination works. How this rule works, let's have a view of it. When we consolidate the entity 1, it wrote the data to both legal entity 1 and its partner legal entity 2. Then the investment link account, as I told you, wrote the values. Actually, it transferred the value from the investment in subsidiary to investment link account, like we have seen that. Okay, with the help of investment link account, it transferred the amount from subsidiary, investment in subsidiary, to investment link account. Now next, the investment link partner elimination account reverts the this effect of first entry. This reverse entry we got is because of this partner investment link partner elimination. Okay, and next, the goodwill offset partner elimination rule use partner elimination to write the value for legal entity 1, investment and subsidiary, and ICP2 link account. That is, we have already discussed that because of this goodwill offset preliminary account, it wrote the data to legal entity 1, investment and sub, and then ICP. Okay, then when we run the rules for this legal entity 2, what happened then? The owner's equity rule, goodwill offset rule, wrote the amount to goodwill offset account. The sign was reversed because the rule is posting from equity account to the asset account. And then we got this minority interest, this because of the net income rule that we have deployed. Okay, so this was for today. For any doubts, please reach out us at www.bispsolutions.com. Thank you.